What's up, Exiles? Today I'm going to be going over how I am gambling magic sapphires to make hundreds of divines. This is my inventory from my trader after about not being on for 3 to 4 days. We can see I've got about 400 to 500 divines just sitting here. So this method is very simple and straightforward, no real complexity to it, very easy to follow. We will be going over two different ways that you can make profits, one being more guaranteed while the other being a little bit more gambly with corruption. However, if you do decide to go the route of corrupting, which I typically do, you can make an absurd amount of money from some of your sales. However, you can also brick a lot of items and lose currency very quickly. Alright, so let's just get into my sales history. So we have my account, LilBotQ, go to history. We can see I've sold these 3 sapphires, 16, 15, 15, nothing absurd. However, those were just little sales. We've got a 70 divine sale here. Scroll down a little bit. Got a 95 divine sale. 8 divine sale. A bunch of low level sales as well. 24 divines. Another 24 divine sale. A 25 divine sale and a 180 divine sale. See, we've got another 13 divine, 50 divine sale. We'll show the 50. Got another 50, another 40. And this one wasn't even corrupted. Scroll down a little bit. We've got a 150 divine sale as well. I still have many more to sell as well, as I've been making a lot as I'm making this video. But as you can see, these have a great sales track record. A lot of the little sales for, 15 to 25 divines really just cover the cost of crafting these, as the bases are fairly cheap. We're going to first start with why these items sell for this much. So with Temple being popular this league, Temporalis build is back in action with the Choir of the Storm unique being super popular again, along with the blink bombing of spark. Therefore, the adorned diamond, even unidentified, sells for about 600 to 700 divines, and they need these magic sapphires in order for their build to work when they're corrupted. That is why these are selling like candy for hundreds of divines. But without further ado, let's get into the meat of the video and how we make this profit. Alright, so to start, you're going to want to get magic sapphires that have the increased maximum energy shield as well as the increased critical hit chance for spells. You can also go for increased critical damage bonus for spells as well. However, I found these to sell the best. So you'll want to pick up a few of these. It doesn't matter how they're rolled, you just want to pick them up. I don't recommend picking them up for anything more than a divine. You can also set an active live search, and I'll leave in the description a link to this of how you can snipe these items as they come up for super cheap, but I don't recommend paying anything more than 1 divine. Now from here, this is where the gambling begins. You're going to want to divine these jewels up to where the stats are good. So you're looking for anything above 18 for maximum energy shield and 14 for critical hit chance for spells. Alright, so we can see that I'm at 673, and I always like to just count how many divines I am using because you do not want to spend too many. If you get a perfect roll of this, for example having 20% maximum energy shield and 15% critical hit chance for spells, they will sell even uncorrupted for about 60 to 65 divines easily. So you can also just sell them once they're divined up. Alright, and we can see cost me about 4 divines. I got lucky on this one, so we're going to set that to the side. Alright, it's a little unlucky on this one. This one cost me about 13 divs. Let's do the next one. Alright, 20 and 13. And then we'll take the 14 and 8. So we can see that I'm already about 45 divines in. It's a lot of investment, but this is essentially the first part, and if you wanted to stop here and sell your divined up jewels as is, you definitely could. So for example, if I was to look this up, we can see I could pick one up for 10 divines. For example, if I have this one's not even worth it, so I would just divine it up even more. And then this one is 15 divines. So that's looking like 25 divines already. Another 10 divines, so 35 divines. And then the 19 and 15, which is 40 divines. So you could sell them as is already and make profit. Of course, there's still some gambling, so it does require high investment just to balance out the variance, but this is still profitable. All right. And now we got another 19 and 15. Now, again, from here, you can just divine these up, sell them. You will make profit. They will sell for people corrupting them. Or this is where you can take it even farther and corrupt them. Now, I do not recommend using an omen of corruption. I recommend just regularly corrupting. So we're going to corrupt these now and hope they don't brick. So that's bricked. That's not bricked. Not bricked. 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 Now let's look at the price of these. So this one is now 85 divines roughly. Yep, so roughly 85 divines. We'll say 80 to be conservative. Again, I'm at 630, so we can see that I went up in price. And then this one is now worth 15 divines. So we're still looking at a 40 divine profit. And that was a little unlucky. We did end up bricking 3 of them. So little unlucky this time around. However, you can make an extreme amount of profit selling these. And if I was to get any sort of implicit, which I did not on these, for example, if you get any sort of resist, like fire resist, cold resist, they will sell for even more money. Cold resist sells for the best. Lightning resist sells for the worst because lightning resist is not needed as much because Choir of the Storm already gives so much lightning resistance. I do want to note that these are not the only modifiers that are good for these magic sapphires. Some other modifiers that are good are increased spell damage along with critical damage bonus, critical hit chance. We already have the maximum energy shield and the critical hit chance for spells, but if you get that along with the increased elemental damage, any combinations of these modifiers will sell for really good amounts of money. This just happens to be one of the cheaper bases. Some of the other bases are a little bit more expensive to get. However, that could change with the release of this video, but I do recommend all of those modifiers, divining them up and using this same sort of strategy to profit from them. Alright, that pretty much sums up the video. If you made it this far, I thank you for watching. These are some more sales that I had while editing the video. Furthermore, I just want to thank everyone for all of the support in the recent videos. I know I haven't been able to upload this past month, but I've just been in a move and just haven't been able to due to personal reasons. But I am back now and you can expect a couple of build videos coming next week. I have a Monk and an Amazon ready to go. I've been using them both this league and they're super fun. But until the next one, stay safe, have fun, take it easy, Exiles.